A fragile truce and the first hostage releases. After more than 2 years of intense conflict, a ceasefire brokered by international mediators took effect in Gaza, heralding a critical phase of hostage releases and prisoner exchanges. On October 13th, Hamas released the first 7 of the remaining 20 living Israeli hostages to the Red Cross. They were transported to the Israeli border, where Israel's military reunited them with their families at the Re'im reception point. Among those freed were Matan Engerst, Guy Gilboa-Dalal, Alon Ohol, Gali, and Zivi Berman, Eitan Moore, and Omari Miran. The abducted father Omari Miran, taken during the October 2023 attacks, was reunited with his young daughters in an emotional moment. Under the terms of the agreement, Israel is to release 1,718 Palestinian prisoners as part of this initial exchange. Also expected soon is the return of the bodies of 28 deceased Israeli hostages still in Gaza. The release came in parallel with a coordinated show of force by Hamas, which deployed fighters, including members of its shadow unit responsible for guarding hostages, around a hospital in southern Gaza, a move observers saw as a symbolic assertion of strength during this delicate transition. Public reactions, political moves, and international mediation. In Tel Aviv, thousands gathered in Hostages Square, a symbolic focal point for Israelis demanding the return of captives, to celebrate and welcome the news. The atmosphere was one of relief and triumph, mingled with the sobering reality that more captives and remains remain unaccounted for. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife sent personal notes and welcome kits to the returning hostages, writing in Hebrew, "In the name of God, the people of Israel, we love you. We stand with you," along with providing items such as clothing, a laptop, a tablet, and a cell phone. Netanyahu also publicly acknowledged criticism over the war's management, pushing for national unity amid internal strain. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump, who played a central role in brokering the agreement, arrived in Israel to address the Knesset and participate in a regional peace summit. Regional and global leaders, including the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the EU's Foreign Affairs Chief Kaja Kallas, welcomed the developments and called for swift follow-through on the deal. Still, the ceasefire's sustainability hinges on broader negotiations over Hamas disarmament, Gaza's governance, and long-term security arrangements, issues yet unresolved in the agreement, challenges ahead, trust, implementation, and unresolved questions. The truce marks only the first phase of a delicate process. Among the many challenges, completing the hostage/prisoner swap, the remaining 13 living hostages, the bodies of the 28 who died, and nearly 2,000 more Palestinian detainees are still to be exchanged under the deal, maintaining the ceasefire. Past pauses in fighting have broken down, and the continued deployment of Hamas fighters suggests they are keen to preserve leverage, disarmament, and power structures. Israel insists that Hamas relinquish its arms and control over Gaza. Hamas resists external oversight or disarmament. Without guarantees, humanitarian access, and reconstruction, Gaza has suffered catastrophic destruction. Ensuring aid delivery and rebuilding infrastructure will require coordination, security guarantees, and funding, public and political opinions. In Israel, debate continues over whether the concessions are too much. In Gaza, stability and governance is uncertain. The release of the first hostages may serve as a litmus test for the broader peace plan's viability. If the exchanges proceed smoothly and violence remains in check, it could lay the foundation for deeper diplomacy. But if either side backs away or violations occur, the fragile truce might unravel. Looking forward, what happens in the next hours and days will be crucial. Activating confidence-building measures, such as the safe movement of aid convoys, medical access, and oversight of security commitments, will help determine whether this truce can evolve into a lasting cessation of hostilities. For families who have waited years in anguish, the return of even a few loved ones is a moment of immense emotional weight. But the road to a durable peace is long and fraught with risk.